All right, let's talk about the 9-3 Baltimore Ravens. Listen, say what you want about, anything with this team. They found a way to win the game, and that's definitely something you like to see. Now, without a doubt, this was a weird game offensively. I actually thought it was a pretty good game offensively, even though they didn't have a ton of points in it. I thought that their offense worked pretty well. So let's talk about why I like the offense, but also what went wrong sort of on certain drives and caused them to stall. It is worth mentioning, not a ton of possessions in this game. That was a part of it. But yeah, let's just get into it. Let's start off with this play. What's going to happen here is, all starts with the running game, right? I mean, that's so much of what Baltimore wants to do, and I feel like sometimes we talk a bit too much at times about well, what about the downfield passing? What about the number one receiver, Lamar Jackson's accuracy? You know what? What about Lamar Jackson running the football, right? That's a really important aspect of this team. And what's going to happen on this play is they're going to have multiple players in motion towards the bottom of the screen who are simply just decoys. Watch as they go towards the bottom of the screen. Lamar keeps it himself, and you see how he's, it's well blocked, and he's at this point without getting touched. This was a 2nd down and 5, although, kind of 5.5 yards right here. And he gets all the way to this point and, has room to look around, and he's kind of going to say, listen, could you get more yards than just what the offensive line is giving you at this point? Sure, but you also don't want to take a hit. So watch him pick up the 1st down and immediately goes down after that. So protects himself, isn't having a higher risk of injury because, we always kind of view it as the disadvantage of running your quarterback is that you're going to have to take a hit. Well, they didn't have to take a hit here because it was so well blocked. And these plays are just so hard to defend, right? I mean, sure, you can say you got to pay more attention to Lamar, but then when he does hand it off, well, now you're letting a guy get wide open down the field. So you kind of have to respect everybody. Just when a quarterback runs at the football, there's one more guy you have to worry about, just making it so much more difficult to defend. And that, of course, can help set up things like this. Baltimore loves their play action, as they should, and this is even more than just a traditional play action because it's zone coverage, but you have Zay Flowers running out towards the flat, and then you have Odell Beckham Jr. trying to get into a gap in coverage, maybe 8 yards down the field or so. Watch as when Lamar Jackson takes the snap, I oversold it a bit, well, maybe only 5 yards down the field for Odell, but still, you see that the defender is kind of making a conscious effort to look towards Zay Flowers. Because of that, it's not a lot, right? He's just looking over there a little bit, but with everyone else out of position due to the play action, fooling Chargers players, Odell is wide open. Lamar is able to flip it to Odell, who falls forward, picks up a 1st down right here. Again, it just feels so easy for the Ravens when things are working, doesn't it? I mean, some of the stuff can just really go by, really fantastically well, and that's what happened here. But also, there's times when it's not so easy, right? I mean, say what you want about the Chargers defense. They are still a defense at the end of the day. They are still a team that is capable of, playing good defense at times. And I want to talk about Rashad Bateman because, he's not someone who's gotten a ton of yards this season or gotten a ton of attention this season, but I do think he brings something to this offense. And it's plays like this. It's man coverage, one-on-one matchup here on a 3rd down and 9 situation. Watch as Lamar is going to take the snap. He looks over towards Bateman, and Bateman has the inside leverage, but again, it's not wide open or anything, right? I mean, this is pretty good defense. It's going to take a good throw and a good catch for the Ravens to be able to pull something off here. However, look at this throw and catch. I mean, again, both things of beauty right there, exactly where you would want that football, perfectly on the money there. Great stuff from Lamar, great stuff from Bateman to make a good catch as well. It was a tough catch, but Lamar was relying on him to make a tough catch on that play, and it worked out. This is the kind of stuff that you want to see the Ravens be able to do, and it's cool to see them doing it as consistently as they are. Something like this is another example of just places listen, I don't know how you stop this kind of thing. A play action at the, a goal line type scenario. It's at the 3, not quite at the goal line, but, inside the 5. I mean, you have to respect the running game so much here on a 2nd down and goal. Lamar is going to take the snap, but it's not a run, it's a play action, and Zay Flowers gets a one-on-one matchup, and now you got to defend Zay Flowers, who is not an easy guy to defend. He's another one of these many receivers who brings something to this offense, right? Lamar is able to throw it off his back foot, put some air under it to just make it easier, but that's an open throw. Lamar's never going to miss those, and they're able to pick up a touchdown on that play. Again, doing little things like this is really key, and it's just one of those things where you can say Chargers defense this, Chargers defense that. man, I don't know how you stop that kind of play. I really don't. It was, of course, not all perfect. Something like this was nearly a disaster. Ended up kind of being no harm, no foul, but still a near disaster on this play. It's just a quick wide receiver screen. Okay, simple enough. Wide receiver screen to Zay Flowers once again. Okay, well, what happens? Watch as when Lamar takes the snap, it's Asante Samuel Jr. who's reading this play and getting around the blockers who have to be a bit more careful, right? Although you are, at the line of scrimmage at this point, so you can block here. You can't block down the field, but you are still allowed to block if you're at the line of scrimmage. So maybe you could have still helped out here a little bit. But for Lamar, you could argue he should have read this play, and I guess maybe you could say he could have, but it's hard, right? There's two receivers in the way of where Samuel Jr. is. As you see, he throws it, and that was nearly intercepted, and you see Flowers and Lamar immediately start communicating, saying something there. So, some sort of discussion going on. Again, one of those plays where ended up being incomplete, so you can sit here and say, yeah, that was tough, kind of almost a great defensive play. But we probably feel differently if it was intercepted, so definitely something to have to work on. Also, something like this, which, man, this could have been a dagger at this point. It's a 13-3 game at this point. It's 3rd and 5, and the Chargers are going to be, a man coverage. It's going to be a one-on-one matchup with Zay Flowers. Once again, it's our guy, Zay Flowers. He's actually not running a deep route initially, but he's going to, he's going to sit down in coverage. Like, look, as you see, that's what he does. Goes out, right there, hoping he can get open. But Lamar doesn't love that throw. He's actually looking somewhere else, but doesn't love the throw he's looking at. Probably wouldn't love the throw to Flowers either. But it's Lamar Jackson, right? The play is never dead. Plays don't just last 2.5 seconds when Lamar is your quarterback. So let's see what else you can do to make something happen. Flowers is going to turn around and run down the field. Lamar sees this and says, okay, let's take a chance. Sure, let's see what happens here. There's not a wide open window. There isn't. This is definitely a bit of a tight throw here for Lamar to try and hit. As you see, he puts this one really accurately. To me, that's one that you would like Zay Flowers to, I think, make a grab on. Flowers complained about, he thought there was enough contact for a flag, but I'm sorry. At the NFL level, if you have a chance to make the catch, they're not throwing a flag. That's just how it works, which is, how it's supposed to work, right? The reason pass interference is, did it significantly hinder your ability to make the catch? If you still have a chance to make the catch, they're not going to deem it significant. So, got to find a way to still make that grab. But again, it's good to see that they have that kind of opportunity and they're getting close on those plays. So yeah, those are my thoughts on all of this. What did you think? Let me know in the comments below. What were your thoughts on the Chargers offense here? And do you agree, or not Chargers, Ravens offense here? Do you agree with me that it was maybe better than certain box score stats would indicate? Or do you disagree? Hey, offensive job is to score points. You got to score more points. Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from y'all. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.